there is scarcity of rice bran, you can use wheat bran. Yes, they are the same, they have the same energy content. That's what we are after. But don't use soya. Soya is protein, and it will not, number one, your substrate will not ferment. Two, it will not ramify. What I call ramify is that it must be whitish like this. If it is not whitish, maybe at times goes on, but I advise people first, buy the substrate first at the beginning. When you have mastered the substrate, you can now start producing your own. So rice bran, you buy rice bran, calcium carbonate, rice bran, calcium carbonate, sawdust. Then one thing is that everything has measurement. If you are going on 1 kg substrate, everything should be less than 0.5. You should have a scale. If you don't have a scale, you can just use your eyes to weigh, because one quantity must not be different to another. It must not be too much. It must balance, because out of the materials we have energy contents and we have calcium contents. Those of it together must be able to balance together. Your rice bran, your sawdust, your rice bran, then you pour everything together on the floor and mix. You start mixing them. You can use a shovel or your hand. You start mixing. Make sure that the rice bran is now in one side, the calcium carbonate is now in another side. You start mixing them. You can use your hand, you can use your shovel. It depends on the quantity you are doing. Then you mix as if you are mixing your cake. You know, when you are mixing cake, the way you turn it, you mix, you make it to be flexible. So after you mix together all those equipment together, you now start pouring water, little by little. When you are pouring water, the water must not be too much. When you are pouring water, make sure that when you pour the water inside, it's quickly not that when you pour the water inside the substrate or the materials, everything just scatter like that. No, you must pour it. It must mold. Exactly. It must, when it has mold together, you hold it together. You know now, say, yes, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. So after that, you bag. Before bagging, the place you are using, you inoculate it with methylated spirit or alcohol or isopropyl. Everything is inside this man. Isopropyl, that is, you disinfect them.
So this we can use hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, but one thing is just that the hand sanitizer is that it depends. I don't know the way the
alcohol.
You can use it because
just give them some. For those who want to start, they can take some.
Yes. So make sure you sanitize the place because of the insects. One, then because of the all these small cockroach. Because the moment it starts brightening out, you will see cockroach or insect. They will, because when it come out like this, you will see it will glitter. The moment they pass their mouth on top, the next thing is what? They will perforate it. And when they perforate it, it has been ruptured. When you pack it, it will not look fine. If you pack it, some people will buy it, but let me tell you, if you meet those that instead of whitish to come out, its place will be brown. It will be converting itself to dry mushroom.
Just like if you want to start it, you first fumigate.
Yes, the place.
All the things.
Yes.
Everything will die off. Then you start.
Yes.
For like how many?
For when you fumigate the place, after a day you can put your substrate there. Yes, after a day is okay. You put your substrate. So after that, you do the fumigation, everything. You can now arrange your pot. When you arrange it, you can arrange it in the ways that you know that when I want to wet, but make sure the environment is cool. So you wet it. I don't know, can I get water?
Yes.
Is it what? A maze. After you've done the necessary things, put your male seed. The safety applicable to this. Instead of the one plugging on, that's why we are using sponge. The sponge is called
You
the
did not
seed.
bring it.
So that's the seed.
Ma,
You didn't bring it.
I didn't bring it.
What are we now going to plant?
Yes. What are we going to plant now? And we thought we can buy from you.
No problem, no problem.
So how do you get?
How do you get
It's,
it?
you know, we sell per bottle, and one bottle is 2,000 naira. But that bottle, you can use it to produce 50 substrate like this. There are some 50, there are some 30.
Yeah.
But as you at the start, let me say 20. Because some people might not yet getting the measurement or anything. You can just, some people might just pour. The minimum is 20 and the maximum is 30 to 50. It's a seed, it's a spawn.
Yeah, that's why.
But I didn't have to
Send
say,
them down. Send
I will
them down.
transit, don't worry. If I anything you will see mommy, I will transit it, don't worry. I will transit it. The reason is that it's not on ground. I produce them when there is order. I don't do it on ground and
I was
probably
asking me actually how many.
I
I wasn't sure because people were.
I asked her that how many
until
people are
will
coming
register
before
before
she
I
said
will.
until people register.
Because I don't want
So
that
that's
to bring
busy
something
and
that
I
will
understand that
carry
because
that.
I've done so many mistakes like that also. I leave some of the product for people thinking that they will later come. It burns on me. I waste my energy, my money, everything.
But when we order, you can.
Yeah, no problem. Just see mommy. No problem. So when you order it to transport, so you buy the spawn, you use it to produce, you pour it inside, then you bag. This bagging, you can, there is a plastic at the start, like you can just cut maybe all this plastic bottle. You can even create your own this thing. If you don't want to use rubber band, you can just cut a cut, then use it to tie. If you don't want to use rubber band, you can be creative and do your own nesting. So you put, make sure you tie the mouth very
What
well.
is here now is only the mixture.
It's
The sort of rice.
everything, the spawn, everything is here. This one is prepared substrate.
Now, just the seed now to now put inside.
There is seed inside.
Oh,
Yes.
So this one is ready now.
Yes.
Oh.
One thing is just like this one. Anywhere it stay now, in the next 2 weeks it will come out.
As long as you are just putting water inside.
Yes. In the next 2 weeks, you will see it start growing. And when you have put your substrate,
And starts today.
then you can just take a blade and do a cross. If you didn't do it, the mushroom will just come out from anywhere. It can tear the nylon. They have power. They will come out and burst, and when they burst, it can drop and scatter. So just cut. Where you cut, they will come out from that place. They will spread out. The moment you start wetting, in fact, get to a state during dry season, if you know that your wetting is not enough, you can just get cold water that inside the fridge or anywhere, pour it on them. You see the way they love a cool, that's the way. You don't have anything to spend again, just be wetting, plug, pack, be eating your own.
So as it is now with this, I can just leave it outside here now.
No, you can't
No.
leave it here. This place is not, but this place can be okay. So then you wet. But one thing is just that make sure that nothing poisons them.
Well,
Nothing, nothing says, nothing goes.
Because if it spices them, it scatter them. They will tear the nylon. Especially, you know the way insects scatter spoil. Even if you use these beans,
So that is
So
why I
I
cannot put
leave
it inside the
this,
farm.
the farm,
Inside.
you can put it inside. But you know there are ways whereby you construct a farm.
You
There are
have
ways.
to cover it with something.
Yes.
Because of sun.
Yes, it must not be a ray of suns or lights. You can put it inside farm. I'm using farm. Even it is a livestock, part of the livestock farm. That's where I'm using.
But you cover it with something.
Yes. Yes. You don't use tarpaulin, you use cotton. Tarpaulin will be too thick. But when you use just flexible cotton,
Like
That-
what we use, like that tablecloth now.
yeah.
Just use it to put it on top.
Yeah, no, the structure,
To cover the
Okay,
structure.
the structure of the farm,
Okay.
You put the clothes, then you cover it there, then you wet all the wall where you are placing them. You wet the substrate, because at times in the afternoon, like this, look at it now, the way everything is heat, bringing it hot. You wet the wall. Should, in case if it is clothes or tarpaulin like this, you can just wet it. But if you know that it's not all too much, then the ground, then you wet your this thing. I don't want to stain the wet. I don't know, can people see it?
Okay, you put it on top of. Can you stand on top of this?
It's dirty.
Can we just clean it? Let's clean this space. Oh, now put it. Okay.
You wet the
You
bottom.
can lay them in the shelf like
Then
this.
sometimes you can put it like this if you like it. Then you
But
can
my
also
as it is now, is water entering inside that.
yes, it's
I thought
penetrating.
that
Have
nylon.
you opened the liner? You've already
You-
put the cross inside.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I want to do it here. That's why I didn't.
But it's the water is getting.
Yes, the moment you wet is it's just one thing is just that it's like fish. If you look at fish, they breathe through osmoregulation, water. They use water for their energy. The same thing applicable to them. The way they can survive is that when you wet, they believe that you are feeding them. That's their own food. Is water. But the moment they start coming out, you plug, you increase your wet, but the wetting must not be too much. Everything should be moderate. So the moment you wet, now that we are in this harmattan season, you wet morning, afternoon, night. But if it is raining season, a day is okay. Once is okay. You know, rain, actually when you go out, you feel cool. So you wet morning, afternoon, night. Because the way you wet it, that's where it can easily come out. Someone that I trained, he was complaining that you say after 6 weeks you not come out. Later I now came to Lagos. I did some water, I drank the place, and I asked him that how many times do you wet it? Because I saw the places was not really the mushroom was not really enjoying itself because everything was dry. And I said just one. I said no, look at the environment you are using. The place, the roof is like these two roofs that the underneath is always hot. So after 2 weeks, you now increase the temperature of the wetting. It's come out. So you wet them. That's what they need. You don't need any. At least everybody has water at home. You don't need to be looking for where will I get water. But then be very careful. One thing that the major water you can use is rainwater, or unchlorinated water. No, I mentioned that they are organic mushroom.
And this one now is bubble.
Yeah,
So we can use the bubble.
yes, that is free from chlorine.
That it has not been treated.
Yes. So you use it to wet it. You wet.
There is something we call filter.
Okay. Yes. You can get that. Like this, the farmer normally after you harvest them,
How does it come out? Is it on?
it can come out. One thing about it, even the way we put a perforated place, it might not come out. It can come out of. It depends. But one thing is just that if it's this place that water normally enters a lot, that you normally wet, that's the place will come out. If it is this place that water normally touches a lot, it can come out this place. Even if you don't put any structure there, it will come out by himself. That's him. That's mushroom for you.
It come out in only one place or
No, it can come out anywhere. It can I have some in my phone. I will show you on my phone. Some come out here, some come out here, some come out here, some come out here, some come out here. Then you harvest. So after you harvest, there is a nylon we normally use to pack.
So as they are coming out, you just be plucking.
Yes, you pluck. Then you package it. One thing about the fresh one, it can only last for the longevity is just a day.
How many didn't you bring so that you buy some?
See, when mommy called me yesterday, I told her that some people just you pack it.
in the land.
Yes, there is a nylon, not this nylon. There's a nylon for that also. The normal nylon, white nylon like this. I forget it, I want to bring it. The white nylon, you pack it inside. If you now say, okay, oh, the dry one, I want to grind it. You pour it inside blender and grind. It, like I come with this
That means we are
one oil. I
analyzed.
want to use this also because it's free from sugar, unadulterated oil. So the dry one, you can convert it, blend it, and powder it. For example, maybe you work tirelessly throughout the day. Just take that powder one. You can pour it on top of pap or unadulterated oil. If you can get it in the Lagos also, no problem. You just take a spoon of this and that spoon of that powder one. Mix it together, then lick it. You'll be looking
The
fresh.
one you tried.
The one you grind, the powder one.
You put it inside pan.
Yes, you use it for yourself, then you can recommend it for people also. When you start selling it, because people will ask you, what are those what are the how was it used? What are the medication? How can it be work? It kills diabetes. Yes. It also builds bone formations of the body system. If you are a type of person that you normally have a problem with the bones, your bones of the knee, bones of the body.
Instead of drinking calcium.
Yeah.
It's calcium on its own.
So it's calcium on its own. That's why we are using calcium carbonate. It's part of the materials we use. Calcium carbonate. So the powder one, you put it inside you grind it. So when you grind it,
You can drink it or lick it.
yes, you can pour it inside your. Then now you can all these pastries, cake, they use it for number one for preservative. The powder one, you can market to them. You can add mushroom. There is mushroom bread now. There is mushroom ketchup. There is mushroom cake. And it will taste nice. The way it will taste. You advertise to them. The powder one, they will buy it. It serves as a preservative. After this, they use it in preparing cake. They pour it in. Even ginger, you pour it inside ginger. You mix it. You pour it inside your cake, inside ketchup, you mix. So when you mix, you tell them what are the uses, everything. And before you know it, then the package, the white, the fresh one, you know when you pack, you harvest the fresh one. It normally comes with, if you hold it very well, with water, it's moisture content. When you put it on a scale, don't let it be too much, because so that you don't know if it is too much, you still get your money, but at least to bring customers. But the normal measurement is 500 grams. For the grounded one, you measure it to 30 or 25 grams. The grounded one, the powder one, the same thing, 30 or 25. Then you pack it inside nylon. You see, you can give it a nice packing, your own. You design, you do your own package, then you can do your label, everything. You put your name there. You advertise your products. I think have it done.
The fresh one, do you package it also?
Yes, you pack it inside nylon.
But he said it lasted for only a day.
If you get buyers, then if there is light in your area, you can just put it. If you don't finish selling it that day, inside is the free.
With the inside that line.
Yes, but make sure that there is light, because you will use that cool. Yes, but if there is no light, maybe the freezer has been blocked, you can put it inside the freezer. You lay it on layer, at least can stay long for 2 or 3 days. you know the cool of the freezer, the way it normally holds, it will hold it. One thing is that the freezer will hold the fresh one, so that, because if you see the fresh one after a day now, if it is anywhere, you just see that it will just and it's what rotting. Before you know, you can only eat it by yourself. You can't
That's
sell
why
it
it's very. That's why it's advisable to dry it.
yes, but that dry one it can stay as long as a month, 2 months. It depends on the way you dry.
You dry, you grind.
Yes, you can dry, you can grind.
So if you dry it, you grind it on your own, go to machine and grind it.
If you have blender, you can blend it, pour it inside your blender and grind. But if you don't have blender, you go to those. But if you want to go to all those machines, make sure that they've not. Then they've not.
Question is that how did they
So
eat it?
just online, if you have questions, you can
Who says
also
how
ask
did they
me
eat it?
questions.
Taste it. Now this is how to cook it.